episode 3 of Emphasis on Sports. I'm your host, Damon Anthony, just getting back with you. Another good day in sports. Today was the opening ceremonies of the Olympics 2024 edition, live from France. I still haven't seen it yet. I do have a job, was at work, but as soon as I'm done with you lovely people, I'm going to go watch it. Seen some highlights, some things that I definitely want to check out, but it's always a huge attraction. I was actually just explaining one of the things I love about the opening ceremonies, whether it's summer or winter games, is you really get to see a country's culture. You really get to see what they do. We don't always know. We absolutely don't. Let's not be stupid Americans here. We don't know what everybody else does on their soil and the history of all these other countries. But in the Olympics, we actually get to see it. Get to see the foreign dignitaries. And then I personally love the Parade of Nations. Being able to watch all of these countries single file in, walk in as groups, you really get to see the importance of the Olympics. Some of these countries may only have 3 or 4 athletes, but for those 3 or 4 athletes, this is like biggest moments of their life, and that is just dynamic to see. I'm always interested in what the United States is going to wear because sometimes we look like big doofuses. This time around, from what I saw, it's like a suit jacket with jeans. It looks very 2004 American, but at least it's relaxed, at least it's chill. We didn't do nothing stupid like go out there and wear French berets and look like idiots. But definitely want to check that out. It's going to be, I know it's going to be everything that I'm expecting. I'm actually going to order some food. I was talking about cooking out, but just don't have that in me. But a couple huge things involving the opening ceremonies. First of all, I want to give a major shout out to Big Snoop Dogg. Snoop was one of the torchbearers this year for the Olympics, and that was like crazy to me. Snoop Dogg's probably the most popular rapper, maybe the most popular person in the world. I doubt that dude could go anywhere, but I mean, think about the fact that I'm pretty sure this was never even a dream of his. To be able to do that. Probably just looked like something that, hey, that would be cool. Yeah, I'll probably not. They never asked me to do that. And they did. And that's really sweet. Really cool to see someone who's just a regular American, man. Just a regular dude. That's it. He's a rapper. He's an entertainer. Yeah, sure. But we know from whence he came. And he's made himself one of the biggest names that you're going to hear. Um, Another huge thing that's just ridiculously awesome is LeBron James and Coco Gauff being the flag bearers. Um, that is fantastic. I mean, for Coco and for LeBron, this is something that I doubt they can say that they dreamed about when they were kids. Was actually carrying that flag representing the country during the Parade of Nations. I know this year it's like a Boat of Nations or something interesting like that, but very cool. LeBron, now, I mean, you don't get bigger than that. The dude's done everything that you could do as a basketball player um, twice, 3 times. He's been around for forever. It's something that NBA players don't do, athletes don't do. Don't really push that 20-year mark and still play at a high level. But to be asked to carry the flag in, I'm going to tell you, that's just, for me, I've never been a LeBron fan, but this is the type of stuff that really brings some fandom and really makes you say, hell yeah. So big shout out to King James, big shout out to Coco Gauff. Really awesome to see. Now, we're about to get in time for the action. Like I said yesterday, we're not going to do well at men's soccer. We should do really well at women's soccer. We're getting our ass whooped in rugby, left and right. But, now we're about to start basketball group play. We're about to get into the pool, get into some swimming. Those are things that we typically dominate, and I'm pretty sure we will. We're going to see some of these other sports, BMXing. Really interested in judo this year. Really interested in boxing. Saw Mike Tyson throw a shout out to the boxers, telling them to bring home the gold. Definitely looking forward to watching those rounds, seeing what those guys do out there. I mean, just the whole thing. There's some pageantry in it. I usually get up super early before 5 a.m. Um, Now I'm going to do that all the time, even on days off. Like I said before, I got the man cave set up, multiple TVs. I know Scott Hansen is doing a gold zone on Peacock, where it's just like his red zone that he does for NFL, where it's just nonstop NFL action. This is going to be nonstop Olympic action. So I'm going to have that on the TV. Then I'm going to have a couple events that I want to see going on. Um, Really looking forward to some handball. Really looking forward to weightlifting. Weightlifting is nuts. It's crazy um, because some of the weights that they put up, it's like it's cats in the NFL can't do it, won't do it. And to see some of the men and the women put up some of this weight is absolutely ridiculous. Um, Gymnastics, also my jam, men and women. This year, though, there is one person outside of America that I will be rooting for. Some of you may know, some of you may not. My fiance is Haitian, and there's a Haitian young lady actually performing and going to compete in the rhythmic gymnastics, and I like to see her do well. I don't want to see her beat us, but I hope to see she does well. Um, Water polo is going to be great. That is one of the craziest sports out there too, because the strength that your lower body has to have, because your lower body is always kicking underwater just to stay up, stay afloat. That's like, it's crazy. Something that I know myself I couldn't do. I swim just fine, but if you ask me to do that for a while, I'll sink like a rock, absolutely. And one of the cool things leading up to the Olympics, did anybody see Flavor Flav out there with the lady water polo team, like doing his thing, full support? As old as he is, Flavor's old as trash. But man, that dude's still being young, forever young. He's still out there getting it and still living out his dreams. And stuff like that is awesome to see. Anybody that's out there hating on anybody living out their dreams, you're not cool with me. Alright? So as the Olympics go, we'll talk day by day. I'm gonna let you guys know what's going on, what I see, how I feel about it, some of my opinions. And that'll be that with the Olympics. Like, can't wait. Let's go tomorrow morning. Full action. Let's pop off. Right? So now in other news, the NFL, Tua just signed his contract. I want to say 4 years, 212 million, something like that, which has caused a lot of talk, a lot of chatter. Does he deserve it? You know, you look at the top paid quarterbacks in the league right now. And you got a lot of guys that haven't won anything at all. Um, and Tua's one of them. Well, to anybody that's questioning the money that they spent, ask yourself this: who else are they going to go get? Tua's been pretty good while he's there, long as he's healthy, and that goes for every quarterback. I don't know why that's like a foreign thing. People get hurt. It's a violent sport. People get crushed out there. And when Tua first came in, his line was terrible. Not to mention, he's a little smaller in stature. Probably needed to put some weight on when he first came in. He got banged up. You get that. What my dude do last year, jujitsu in the off season, so he could figure out how to fall, the right ways to fall, the right ways to dodge things. Last year he went through the season really well, and the future does look bright. It's not like Tua's in his 12th season and hasn't won anything. Man, these are the Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins. They have been perpetually horrible for a while. I mean, what was their last, like, decent quarterback? Jay Fiedler or something? I'm pretty sure there was something, in between Fiedler and Tua, but nothing great. Nothing great at all. This guy, man, take him to the playoffs, has him actually looking good. They put up a 70 piece last year. I mean, they're going to be a good team. Pay the man. Absolutely. Pay the man. I mean, my quarterback, Niners quarterback, Brock Purdy. We have him on a cheap deal because he was the last person picked. But when the time comes, pay the man. Pay the man. He's done more in his first year and 3 quarters than like anybody else ever. So Tua has taken the Dolphins to a place that Dolphins fans haven't seen for a long time. Anytime you have a quarterback that can take you further than anything that a 13-year-old has seen, pay him. So big shout out to Tua. Congrats on the bread. There's still some contracts out there that need to get ironed out. And in those situations, man, when you got actual studs and you got guys that bring a lot to the table, you better pay them or somebody else will, or they'll sit out. And if they sit out, that hurts your team. That hurts them. But in a lot of these cases, man, sign them up. Sign them up. Trent Williams, Niners, let's get that deal done. Because if we can work that right, maybe we have a little more money to give BA and we sign Ayuk up. That just only makes sense, right? So we'll just see how some of these contract negotiations go on. Some of these holdouts, some of these hold-ins. Apparently Jordan Love's contract is pretty close to being done. And same thing with him. Pay the man. Pay the man. Now, do I expect? Honestly, I expect a little drop off from last year. Um, last year was his first year as a starter. Started really slow, picked up in the second half of the season. But now, during your second full year as a starter, now is when we see. Now is when the non-Packers fans, if you will, can actually pass a little judgment and say, all right, this is the guy or this is not. Because that's how I'm going to look at it. That's how I looked at Brock last year. Year before last, Brock took us to the NFC Championship. I got to see what you're doing in your next year. And he took us to the Super Bowl. So can Jordan Love continue that rise? Absolutely. Do I think it's going to happen? Maybe not to the level that everyone else expects. Let's not forget, the Lions are in that division. And the Bears are in that division. Kalen Williams been out there looking good. He has a good team around him. So the path to excellence isn't really going to be that easy for the Packers, but we shall see. We absolutely shall see. Baseball world, there's been a lot of trades coming up to the trade deadline. Not going to lie to you, not any huge huge names. There's some guys that you know of and you heard of. But in baseball, it's always one of those, let's see the impact. I mean, it's the end of July. We'll kind of know the impact of some of these guys by the end of August. And that's when all those trades really shake out. We didn't see huge movers, huge names, or anything like that. So we'll just see how that works and how that goes. Um, that being said, y'all, just wanted to stop in, chat a little bit about the Olympics, little takes on the NFL. Now I'm about to go watch the opening ceremonies. Like, I am super excited. I got everything that I need except for my pizza. I'm gonna order that in a minute. But I got my drink, got my other stuff. Me and the family about to go watch that and have a good time. Y'all have a wonderful rest of the day. And until tomorrow, I'm out. One love, y'all.